Hey yo, what's up, everybody? Review it, Rob, back with a brand new review over here for you. We're gonna be talking about the film Lilo and Stitch, man, the newest Disney live action movie, and giving my spoiler-free takes on that film as well. I think we need to talk about these Disney live action movies and the reactions they're getting from certain people, man. So we're gonna talk about that on this week's episode. This will be the first of a lot of reviews this week, actually, man, because we had a very busy week and three new movies to talk about that came out that I saw all three, man, two in theaters and one at home. So Lilo and Stitch, we're talking about this, and then be on the lookout for Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, and Fear Street Prom Queen. Be reviewing those two. Look out for those reviews later this week as well. But without further ado, you're here for Lilo and Stitch, man. So let's talk it. There's your beautiful picture right there, your poster. Lilo and Stitch is rated PG for peril action thematic elements. Runs in at 1 hour 48 minutes and is classified as a kids family comedy adventure action movie, man. So Lilo and Stitch, as mentioned, is the latest in a long line of Disney live action films where they're taking their classic animated movies, turning them into a live action form, even though that is, of course, a CG character of Stitch. But they're turning these into live action forms with live action people. And they've been doing that for a while now. They've been doing that lately. Some people love them, some people hate them. That's how you're going to get with any movies. Movies are extremely subjective. I talk very fast. I apologize. I need to slow down. But this is the latest of them, man. And I remember seeing the trailer, getting very excited for this movie, especially after, because I became a fan of Stitch much later than a lot of people. That movie came out in 2002. I wasn't really watching cartoons in 2002. I think I was aged out at that point. Um, not too old at that point, but at the same time, I wasn't really watching cartoons at that point, and probably didn't even have Disney readily accessible to me at that point in time. Yes, kids, that was a thing back in the day. So I didn't know much about the character Stitch, that story of Lilo and Stitch and all that stuff going into this movie. Was gonna watch the cartoon film before, but I was like, "Ah, you know what? Let's not do that. Let's go into this movie fresh as possible." Because with these live action Disney films, they do tend to follow the same thematic elements of the animated film, but just twist it a little bit or put their own spin in it and all that stuff. Um, and from what I've seen online, they changed some things that people were not fans with. Some people were okay with. Um, so in this movie, the character of Stitch, Experiment 626, as we know the character first off, is running amok, a a menace, if you will, gets put into a place where it's going to be exterminated, ends up breaking out of that space, takes a space shuttle, lands on Earth. By chance, Stitch is met by Lilo meets Stitch in a very funny way. Again, talking around myself, not to spoil. Um, they end up meeting, becoming a duo and all that stuff. At that point in time in the film, Lilo needed Stitch and all that stuff. There's family dynamic going on there and some issues with the family that's happening. And, her not having a friend or anything like that. She's very alone. She's very lonely and her character and all that stuff. So by the time she meets Stitch and everything, it helps out because that becomes her friend, right? And all that stuff. And and all that, her dynamic is her sister is all she has, family wise. She has some really nice neighbors and all that, but her sister is really the main person there who's doing the best she can to take care of Stitch, well, or not take care of Stitch, take care of Lilo, as unfortunate circumstance happened where she is the guardian of Lilo. And that's where the film really revolves around itself. So that sounds like the animated film. That's what you're getting here as well. So, with me and this character, like I mentioned before, I became a much bigger fan of the character because, again, didn't really knew of the character, but didn't know the full story. Haven't seen the movie or anything like that before. But my brother and I, Tombstone Josh, went to an event called Jollywood Nights last year. That is a Christmas themed event that takes place at Disney's Walt Disney World's Hollywood Studios. It's called Jollywood Nights, where they do Christmas stuff and all that stuff. And one of the characters you could meet was freaking Stitch. Stitch was dressed up as Santa, and I do have a picture of that actually. Ba boom, right there. So there's my goofy behind and Stitch, and it was honestly one of the greatest character experiences I've ever had in my life. And I immediately fell in love with the character of Stitch from that moment on. And just the way that was handled was just, great job by the actor playing the character there. And I was into it, man. And ever since then, I was like, yes, awesome. Then I saw a previews of this movie. I'm like, this is gonna be fun. I go to Regal Theaters. They've had Stitch in the little roller coaster thing they do before the movie plays. I'm like, this is cute. This is awesome. This is gonna be a good time. Stitch is an Elvis fan. I'm an Elvis fan. It all fits and works, baby. And all that stuff. So I was very interested in the character going in since that moment on and all that stuff. So the film itself we'll talk about is, I just gave you an idea of what's going on there. And then, of course, Stitch being on Earth. Obviously, the people he escaped from is going to come to Earth as well to try to capture him and bring him back to the space and all that stuff and all that's going on. It's a fun film. Like it's got its comedic elements. It's hilarious. Stitch is a freaking menace. Like Dennis the Menace, Stitch the Menace, man. Like an absolute menace in this film and all that stuff. And it's very fun. It's very comical. It's good times, good adventures, good action. But that doesn't mean that it's not filled with heart. And this movie has a lot of heart and a lot of moments that are going to make, I don't know about you, but it will hit me in the heart, hit me in the feels, hit me in the cry area, got me tearing up and crying multiple times during the movie because it's really dealing with, and I can hit on an emotional level, even though this is a child girl. I can feel like that loneliness that she's going through and being picked on for being different and all that stuff, and not being accepted because she's different and everything, but she's just doing her best and being the happiest little kid that she can be. And she finds this Stitch, and they become best friends. They have a great time. They're going on adventures together, doing a good time. They're listening to Elvis together, like they're doing all that stuff. And I can feel for Lilo's sister because she was put in this situation where she is now the guardian of Lilo and she has to do everything she can to help take care of that kid while still, affording the bills, working as much as possible, giving up on her dreams to do all this stuff. Man, I get it. I feel it very well in that character as well. So it's this very heartwarming, you know, emotional struggle between, two sisters put in a tough situation that need to be there for each other, but because the battles they're going through with each other, they're one is acting out in Lilo, the other one's doing the best she can, but is very frustrated and worn out with everything. They're doing everything they can to get through that. You end up, of course, with all that struggles and all that stuff. There's, of course, social workers going to be looking in this situation, who's played by Tia Carrera, from what I understand, did the voice of Nani, Stitcher, Lilo's sister in the animated film, which I love that they brought her back for that. I love Tia Carrera. Come on. Wayne's World, dude. Like, we love Tia Carrera. I still listen to the Wayne's World soundtrack, especially the songs from her. Like, listened to it the other day when I was waiting in line. Like, it's good stuff. But she's in the movie, and that's awesome. I love they pulled her back. Also, while we're talking about that, same voice actor for Stitch. So I absolutely love that. Make sure I'm not talking out of my behind. I'm pretty sure it's the same voice actor. Yeah, Chris Sanders. Same voice actor for the cartoon and the live action film. Brilliant. Love that. So the way the story works and the way it all worked out is very well. Not the biggest fan of Zach Galifianakis' performances in this movie. Like normally him as like a he's playing Jumba. He's playing Jumba in the movie. He's honestly not the best. And I've always been on record that he's not. He's the worst Joker of all time because he does the voice of the Joker in an anime film. I think it's the Lego movie, the Lego Batman movie. It's just he's not good at playing the bad guy character. It is. He's made me laugh plenty of times. He's good at comedy stuff and all that. But when he's playing like voicing bad characters, it doesn't work out too well. His character was a little missing. The Plickly character, hilarious in this movie, and all that stuff. So the movie's fun. Like it's all around. It feels like a Disney movie. Like right from the get with the castle, which got me in my feels again, man. I'm back on the Disney side, man. Like I went a while without watching Disney stuff. Stopped going to the theme parks in the last couple of years. I've started going to the theme parks again. Like that magic's returned. I know that sounds freaking ridiculous and sounds goofy and all that stuff, but it's true. Like when that castle was coming, I saw Snow White earlier this year. Same thing happened with the castle opening. Same thing happened again, where it feels magical. It feels something different. And whatever, I'm a nerd. I don't care. It's fine. Whatever. Make fun of me. I don't care. I enjoyed it, and all that stuff. And I enjoyed this movie a lot. Like again, this movie hits on every single level that you would want a Disney movie to hit on. It's smart. It's fun. It's comedic, but it has heart and it has a good story to it and all that stuff. And I see the stuff going on online where like Ohana doesn't mean family. Apparently, this movie, yes, it does. Like plenty of times, it's brought up multiple times. This movie, and it's very much there. Just people love to look for something to complain about, and I've noticed that a lot with these Disney live action movies. Of course, Snow White got a lot of it earlier this year, and just other points that I've seen as well, where it's like people are like, "Why are they doing this? This is so lazy for them to do a live action remake of the animated movies. What a lazy thing to do." And then they watch the movie because obviously they're going to complain about the movie, but still go see it. And then they go see the movie, they come back and they complain, "Oh, I can't believe they changed this part of the story and blah blah blah. Well, I can't believe they did this." So you're complaining that they're remaking a movie because you think it's gonna be shot for shot. Then you go see the movie, you realize it's not shot for shot, and you're still complaining. You know, there's this joke about Star Wars fans where, people the joke is that Star Wars nobody hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans, and I think that is very appropriately able to say that for Disney fans as well. I think Disney fans are the biggest haters of Disney content because both of these movies that come out this year, Snow White and Lilo and Stitch, while they did change things up, doesn't hurt the movie by any means whatsoever. The vibe and the feel of what a Disney movie should be is still both of those, and they're both very good movies. And people are skipping out on it because one or two little things are changed, and it's like, what do you want, man? Like, what you complain about it being shot for shot, but you also complain if they change anything. You're just complaining, and that's kind of the problem with social media and the internet in general. But either way, Snow White, very good movie. Stitch, a very good movie, better than Snow White, which is surprising to say for me because I saw Snow White 4 times in theaters. But Stitch, I don't have a problem with. Like, there isn't a single moment. Like, I mean, Zach Galifianakis isn't that the best, but there's less issues with this movie for me. I don't really have many issues with Snow White either. Like, both movies are really enjoyable, but Stitch overall, heck of an entertaining movie, heck of a good time movie. It's gonna get you in your feels. It's gonna get you feeling certain things. It's not, it's still a kids movie. It's still a family movie and all that stuff, but you can still get in there. Like, I was the oldest person, like that Happy Gilmore photo that people always share around about the Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, where he's sitting in there and he's got all the little kids around him. That was me, man. That was me in the theater, dude. Like, unless they were a parent with their kids, like, I'm this guy, full bushy beard, long hair, all that stuff, was in that theater watching Lilo and Stitch, and I was vibing my behind off Lilo and Stitch. Elvis was coming on, and to it, freaking Roller Coaster was coming on. God, what a good song, dude! Easily one of the best Disney songs of all time. Roller Coaster Ride. Oh my god. Oh my god. Keep losing my voice. Hawaiian Roller Coaster Ride. Such a good song, and still good in this movie and all that stuff. The Elvis stuff obviously hits me very well because I love Elvis. Elvis is my all-time favorite singer, and I loved seeing or hearing Elvis songs in the movie and all that stuff. Um, there is a mid-credit scene. There's not an after-credit scene, but there is a mid-credit scene in the movie and all that stuff. Will there be another one? Yes, obviously. The movie did very well over its opening weekend, with very stiff competition from Mission Impossible, which also did very well over the weekend. We'll talk about that more with the Mission Impossible review. But I love it, this movie, man. Like, I had an absolute good time. Again, fun time with it. Very good comedic elements. Very heartwarming movie. I don't even know if heartwarming is the best word to describe it because they just deliver so well in this movie and all kinds of elements that it needs to be. So for me overall, Lilo and Stitch, fantastic flipping film, man. So glad I saw that in theaters. This is the thing, man. Don't worry about what people say. If you want to see a movie, go freaking see the movie in theaters, man. Make up your own mind, make up your own decisions about films that you want to go see. Like I said, I saw Snow White 4 times in theaters. I will gladly go see Stitch multiple times in theaters and all that stuff. Like, it's so good, dude. It is so flipping good. I'm gonna go watch the animated movie after this. But yeah, Stitch has easily become one of my favorite characters. It all started with that meet and greet. So go to the Disney parks, meet the characters, man. Meeting characters is awesome. Go to theme parks in general, meet characters. They're a fun experience, and it's awkward. It's awkward and all that stuff. But it's still cool, and it's in the vibe, it's in your element, and all that stuff. I think the overall statement that we need to make with these Disney live action films and just life in general is just have fun. Like, bring fun back to your life. It's okay to have fun. Like, just because the internet says something is different than how you're feeling, screw them. Like, have fun, man. Go watch a movie and have a good time. Enjoy what you want to enjoy. Like, stop letting people tell you what movies you're allowed to, have a good time and enjoy, man. Like, these Disney live action movies, like, I think the only one I didn't enjoy was The Lion King. Like, that movie felt soulless. But the rest of them I've enjoyed. Like, I liked Beauty and the Beast. I liked Aladdin. I've liked the Maleficent films, which I don't think they necessarily are involved in the whole animated film remake and all that stuff. But maybe the first one. I don't know. I enjoyed those. Mentioned I enjoyed Snow White. Obviously, loved Lilo and Stitch. Um, there, the Jungle Book, Aladdin. I enjoyed these movies, and I think it's sad to see people so upset about something so little. Like, it's not the end of the world that these movies would be turning into live action movies, and they've been enjoyable. They've been pretty freaking solid movies, in all honesty. So go into it, have fun. Yes, they're going to change some things to make it a live action film. That doesn't mean they're woke or woke Disney or whatever you want to call it. Um, it makes sense for their storylines. What they did with Snow White made perfect sense. What they changed Lilo and Stitch, I ran into no issues with this movie, man. Like I had a good time with this movie. So that's my quick thoughts without spoiling anything over the film itself. Um, Very good, fun time, heartwarming, comedic action adventure film. Lilo and Stitch. It works very well. Honestly, probably my favorite live action Disney film. Um, of the like the animated films turned to live action. There's obviously a lot of live action Disney movies out there, Pirates of the Caribbean, stuff like that. Um, we're talking animated films to live action um, transition there. It's probably my favorite one. Like honestly, probably my absolute favorite one. Like they knocked it out of the flipping park with this movie. So that's my quick thoughts on Lilo and Stitch. You can leave your thoughts in the comments. Be civil, be whatever you want, but be nice. And again, the moral of the story: have fun, man. Go have fun with a Disney movie. Like it's not going to kill you to have a good time at a movie. If you don't like it, you don't like it, and that's fine. But I think people have lost the ability to just go watch a movie and have fun. It feels like everything is overly critical these days. Everybody has to be overly over the top about things. Like it's okay to go watch Lilo and Stitch or go watch Snow White or go watch a Moana that's coming or go watch whatever, one of these movies are. Just vibe and have a good time, man. Like it's okay. You don't have to be overly critical about every movie. It's okay. You can go have a good time. Yeah, I think that's what movies have lost. I think that's what the audience of films have lost. Things have become overly critical with social media and all that stuff. Just go watch the film and have a good time, man. So repeating myself at this point, which means it's time to go. So appreciate you joining in and listening to me talk and ramble on about Lilo and Stitch, the 2025 live action movie. Again, be on the lookout. Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning. I'll have a review for you on this week, on this YouTube channel this week, as well. Fear Street Prom Queen review for you as well. Three very different films that came out this week that I watched. Family film, action film, horror movie. That's me, man. I watch all kinds of stuff. So appreciate you hitting that like and play. I'm a goofball. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you stayed this long. As always, I like to remind you that you matter. You are extremely important. Trust in yourself, believe yourself, chase your goals and all that stuff. Hey, you want to be a Disney freaking actor or work at one of the theme parks? Chase it, man. Go after it. Do the best you can. You want to be an animator? There's still animated stuff you can do. You want to build rides, stuff like that? You can do it, man. Believe in yourself, trust in yourself, chase those dreams. Just keep following your heart and all that stuff and full force into it and believe in it and it'll happen, man. So trust yourself, believe in yourself. You are important. You do matter. And as always, remember that happiness can be found even in the darkest of times. One only remembers to turn on the light. Go listen to Hawaiian roller coaster ride. We'll talk to you next review.